So here what I'm going to try to show you the best that we can. It doesn't look too good on the image that I'm seeing on the app, but hopefully the picture will actually come out better. But basically we got the bow mounted Humminbird 360 here. We got it hooked to an 1198 on the bow. I'm also running the universal sonar on the bottom of the Fortrex, and that's giving me my depth and my temperature. If you don't run another 2D transducer, then you just won't get your depth and temperature, and it really is not a big deal, because this is really what you're concerned about. So what we're looking at here is a 360 image of what is around the boat. The transducer is hanging right off the Minn Kota Fortrex, so it's sitting right on the bow of the boat. There's your boat icon right there. And as this spins around, that's when it's refreshing the image. And you can change the speed of that. There's 4 different speeds that you can set. And that just all depends on how quick you want the refresh rate to go and how much detail you want. The slower you have it go, the more detail you're going to get. And the faster you have it go, the quicker it's going to refresh. But what's kind of neat is if you did find a certain brush pile or certain area that you were more concerned about, you can isolate a sweep area, and it's simply press the click button once, the check button, it will start going backwards. If you found that area you want to isolate, you check it again, and now it's going to continue to do a quick sweep, so it will only sweep in that area that I've specified. So you know, I'm going to be able to draw a lot of detail, and it looks like we got a ball of bait getting ready to come up here, and then all you do is hit check, and now it continues back to what it was originally doing, scanning the full 360. And there's a lot of other features that I'll go over later, but one of the things I really wanted to show you while I'm out on the water here is the images and what you see. I mean, this is a game changer right here. You know, we're so used to 2D down, and that's just going to show you what is underneath that transducer and what's behind you. Side imaging is great, the picture is amazing, but again, it's showing you what's off to the left and right, but it's behind you. And I utilize it all the time at the console for scanning and for pre-fishing and finding brush piles and finding certain areas, and then come back and fish them. But when I'm on the bow, I mean, this is amazing. I'm able to stand on the bow and fish and get a full sweep. Right now I've got it set to 50 foot. So I'm looking at 50 feet behind the boat, to the left, to the right, and forward, and then I have the rings turned on, so every ring is telling me is 12 feet. So I'm looking 12 feet out, and that's just kind of a gauge to tell you, you know, where everything is. And what you see, this darker area right around the boat right here, that's the water column. So that's going to be the water column from the transducer down to the bottom, and then out here, just like you're used to your side imaging, you got that water column, and then that's the bottom, everything you see out there. And you can see all the shad that are around us right here. And as I move around, you're going to see where we'll pick up some different stuff. You know, we're picking up the lighter colors, obviously, or the harder bottom, just like you're used to. See right here, we're picking up some fish, and there's just tons of schools of bait around here. And what's pretty neat about this is, you know, you get on a school of bait right there. So there's a school of shad right off the front left. When you get on a school of shad, now you can actually make casts right into that school where the bass are going to be relating right near them, because we all know that bass like to be, and you can see them moving, they like to be right near that bait. But now the advantage of this is I can track, see, look at that, they're starting to come right in front of the boat, that school is moving. I can see where that school is moving, so instead of, you know, okay, I just saw some shad break off the front, and then all of a sudden I don't see them anymore, I can watch them move on this screen. I can see exactly where they go. So not only do I know where the bait is and where the bass should be at every moment, but I can put my bait in those areas, so I'm making a more productive cast. Look at that, we got more shad coming in right here. I can make every one of my casts more productive. I mean, that's the key when you're out here on the water, is you always want your bait to be in a productive area. You know, we're limited to 8 hours on the water. You know, if you're tournament fishing and if you're just fun fishing, I mean, you're out there and you want to catch fish. That's the key thing. I mean, you're out there to have fun and catch some fish. So why not do it and use this technology, and then you're just going to be putting your bait into into that key area the entire time. Look at this. I mean, there's shad. You got more shad coming in right here. And we'll see. I'll move over here, get closer to the bank, and you'll see where we'll start to pick up the bank. You'll start to see that hard bottom. You can start to see rock. There's some fish right there. And I mean, I've watched this where I'm seeing the bass right around the schools. You'll start to see that really, really bright white signal right there. And right there, those are bass that are in there. Those are the harder returns that you see in and amongst the school. You know, now we're starting to pick up. See, there's shoreline right there, so that's off in space. That's dry land right there. And you'll see as I move closer how it refreshes it. So there's the bank. And then you can see the real hard bottom. It's kind of, you know, intermittent rocky. So as we move out, and you just see the bait that's loaded all around the boat off to the left right here. You know, now I can actually see fish moving in and around these schools of bait and know which schools I want to throw to. So there's a fish right there. I mean, it's just amazing, this technology. So my ideal setup would be the Bow 360, universal sonar on your Minn Kota Fortrex. You've got everything you need. Plug it straight into one of your units. The 360 connects with the Ethernet port on the back, and then your universal sonar will connect in with all your other connections back here with power. And the 360 comes with a GPS puck that is a heading puck. So it's a special puck that you need, but it comes with the Bow 360 unit, so everything's there in the box. And then on the console, I would run my side imaging, so that as you're driving around in your pre-fishing time, you can, you know, you've got all your side imaging to find that stuff as you're driving around on the console and mark everything. And then when you want to go ahead and fish, now you can come up here and you can look at this screen and really get a great picture of what you're looking at. I mean, this stuff is just, it is such a game changer. Gotta get it. Humminbird 360.